The Prometheus materialized from the quantum fold with a thunderous crack that shattered the silence of space. Admiral Marcus Kane stood on the bridge, watching as distant stars realign themselves into familiar constellations. After 300 years of exile, humanity had returned. The massive battleship stretched nearly 10 kilometers from bow to stern, its hull gleaming with adaptive armor that shifted like liquid mercury. Weapon arrays bristled along its flanks, fusion cannons, antimatter torpedoes, and experimental particle beams that could tear through planetary shields. But it wasn't the ship's size or firepower that made the galaxy tremble. It was what humanity had become. "Sir, we're receiving transmissions from 17 different species," reported Lieutenant Torres from the communications station. They're all surrender broadcasts." Kane's weathered face remained impassive. The Galactic Council had expected this day, but not so soon. 3 centuries ago, they had banished humanity to the outer rim after the species had proven too aggressive, too unpredictable for their carefully maintained peace. What they hadn't anticipated was what isolation would do to a race that thrived on conflict and innovation. The first species to make contact was the Zentari Collective, their crystalline forms flickering on the main view screen. Ambassador Krill's usual composure had cracked like his people's fragile exoskeletons. "We acknowledge humanity's return," Krill transmitted, his translator struggling with the tremor in his voice. "The collective formally requests negotiations for peaceful coexistence." Kane almost smiled. The Zentari had been among the most vocal advocates for humanity's exile. Their crystalline cities had spread across 1,000 worlds while humans scratched for survival in the dark between stars. "Navigation, set course for the Nexus station," Kane commanded. "It's time to remind the galaxy what they cast out." As the Prometheus began its journey toward the galaxy's political heart, other ships emerged from the quantum fold. Humanity's fleet had grown during their exile, not just in numbers, but in capability. Each vessel was a testament to centuries of desperate innovation, built by a species that refused to simply fade away. The Hermes appeared next, its sleek frame designed for reconnaissance and first strike. Then came the Atlas, a mobile fortress carrying enough firepower to crack moons. One by one, 47 ships materialized, each representing a chapter in humanity's long exile. Dr. Elena Vasquez watched from the science deck as alien fleets began retreating from their path. The astrophysicist had spent her life studying the quantum technologies that made their return possible. While other species had grown complacent in their peaceful galaxy, humanity had pushed the boundaries of physics itself. "The Vorthan Empire is pulling back from the Kepler sector," she reported. "Even the hegemony's dreadnoughts are changing course to avoid us." It wasn't fear of humanity's weapons that drove them away, though those were formidable enough. It was the fear of what humans had learned in the darkness between stars. They had encountered things in the void, ancient entities, cosmic phenomena, technologies that predated galactic civilization itself. Some crew members had returned from deep space missions changed, their eyes holding depths that hadn't been there before. Commander James Harrison felt it too, the weight of knowledge that pressed against the edges of his consciousness. During humanity's exile, they had made contact with something vast and ancient, something that dwelt in the spaces between galaxies. It had taught them new ways to bend reality, to reshape matter and energy with thought alone. "Admiral," Harrison called from the tactical station, "the Altarian Defense Force is requesting permission to escort us to Nexus Station." Kane nodded slowly. The Altarians had been humanity's only allies during the exile vote. Their aquatic civilization had understood what the others couldn't. That diversity of thought and approach made the galaxy stronger, not weaker. As Nexus Station grew larger on the viewscreen, Kane reflected on the irony. The Galactic Council had exiled humanity to protect their peace, but in doing so, they had forged something far more dangerous than the fractious species they remembered. They had created a unified humanity with a common purpose and technologies that bordered on the incomprehensible. The galaxy had gone silent not from fear of humanity's return, but from the realization of what they had lost. In casting out their most innovative species, they had stagnated while humanity evolved beyond recognition. The Prometheus began its final approach, carrying with it the promise of change, whether the galaxy was ready or not.